5 years, I've been on, in the last 5 years, I've been on a ton of different medications trying to control the symptoms that were caused from the chemo, mostly neurological symptoms, but I have a lot of memory problems, and that's a big part of it. But from chemo, I've had muscle weakness. The chemo was for Hodgkin's lymphoma, that's what I was diagnosed with. And it was successful, so that's but I had chronic fatigue syndrome. It might have been Lyme disease. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia because I had so many symptoms, so like that's what they threw at me. Brain fog, and also endometriosis, Raynaud syndrome, I had migraines, I had varicella-zoster virus, optic nerve problems, which also cause trigeminal neuralgia, mitochondrial dysfunction, depression and anxiety, chronic infections, and sensitivity to a lot of different things, which is common with fibromyalgia. You can only take so much, and your sense is just going to go crazy. So in the last 5 years, I'm trying to figure out how to fix this, how to get back to, somewhat normal life. I went from my oncologist, which I wish I could just slap him in the head, but went from the oncologist to ophthalmologist, rheumatologist, neurologist, immunologist, infectious disease specialist, cardiologist, gastroenterologist, podiatrist, ENT specialist, chiropractor, sleep studies, dentist. I drove my dentist nuts because of trigeminal pain in my face. I kept trying to get my dentist fixed it, and even that didn't work. So I was going nuts, so I also went through counseling just to get through all the stuff, all the symptoms that I was dealing with. Several visits to the MAC Center, the MASH Center, countless lab tests, biopsies, x-rays, spinal tap. So all this, I've been on a search for 5 years to try and find something to help. And then about a year ago, I was, when the Compassionate Care Act went into effect, I did follow up with my neurologist at Dent, and I did get into the Cannabis clinic at Dent and was treating with Dr. Metzler. He basically he certified me under the neurological problems, primarily, but secondarily, I also have gastroenterology. So I was certified for the two different things. So first, I got a tincture from Cannabis. There's a lot of trial and error. Everybody is different. Everybody is going to be reacting different to different products. So first was the tincture, and that did, after a while, that helped my gut pain that I've had for 20 years. And when I say there's a learning curve, there's like a huge learning curve, because I go to the pharmacist or the dispensary. They say start slow, or start low and go slow. Well, I started low, and then I titrated up like the pharmacist told me to. And before I knew it, I was stoned off my ass in like 3 days. Like as soon as it builds up in your system, it's stored in the fat cells. I found myself getting basically stoned from the medicine, which was a 1-to-1. So I dialed it back, started over again, started at the baseline, and stayed there. So I'm at 0.25. It's literally like 5 or 6 drops under my tongue once a day. And my gut pain of 20 years, I mean, I've had 8 abdominal surgeries. I have had pain like crazy for 20 years. And the tincture is gone. It's like my gut pain was gone just from the few drops under my tongue. Okay. That was one problem. That was a main problem, because I'd be in bed for days not able to, do stuff with my family or my kids or anything. That was huge. But then I started the body pain and the fatigue, so I was still determined to try and work on that. And there was the other product that I was successful with was a vaporizer. I had to go to Rochester to get a vaporized product once they did get it, which is like a day or so. So adding the tincture and the vaporizer together, like another learning curve, but the vaporizer did relieve my body pain, and now I'm able to get out and about and have a little bit of energy and get some things done and, you know, spend time with my kids and stuff. So it took a long time. Everybody is different. When I titrated, like the health department said, and like the dispensary personnel said, it knocked me on my ass. So everybody is different. I've then figured out that what I'm doing is called microdosing, which it's just the tiny amount works for me. And it literally only costs me like 40 or 50 bucks a month between the two products. I go to Rochester every 3 months. I go to Pharmacanis still like every 3 months. So one bottle, that $60 bottle, is lasting me like 3 months. So, you know, for most people, it's really expensive when you get into the high CBD, you know, products. But you don't know until you try it. You know, I expected to be spending hundreds of dollars a month, and it turned out I didn't have to. So, yeah, but until you get in the program, until you try the different forms of medicine, you just don't know how you're going to react. And it's totally different. The medicine, the oil, vaporizer, is completely different than smoking a joint. It's just like apples and oranges. It's like getting, I don't know how to explain this part, getting it into your body, ingesting it and having it go through your system and hit the receptors where they need to be, like with my gut, it needs to get in my bloodstream and react with my receptors where they need to be. I don't know how to explain this, but completely different.
Basically, this is what we said with Dr. Dan. Every single patient has their own indications. Everybody is going to have their own little bits that are peculiar and unique to them and their conditions. Now, the point that we're making here overall with all of this is that cannabis is another of many thousands of medicines that we need to start looking at like a proper medicine and stop looking at it like it is either A, a miracle drug, or B, some kind of crazy death spiral that will cause the entire world to shrivel up into a ball of nothing. It is neither of these things. It is a chemical substance which we need to be able to identify and actually study better. And that's what we're actually talking about here today, and how it can help patients with their medical conditions and patients who are able to get access for their conditions. That's where we actually need to look at cannabis as a proper medicine and understand the difference between cannabis where everybody has thought about it as a recreational usage versus a medicinal usage. There's such a thing as a therapeutic dose and a fun dose, and there's no such thing as taking it medically and going for that fun dose. That doesn't exist. When you take it medically, you're bringing yourself back to a position of homeostasis, which is doctor speak for normality. That is the key distinction to understand between medicinal and adult use or recreational cannabis.
Yeah, the important part is the CBD is the most healing part of it, which I would say is the most important. So, you know, everyone thinks that they can, if they're going to smoke a joint or something and get the same effects, if they're trying to heal arthritis or, you know, neurological problems by smoking a joint, that's any kind of pot that you would buy would be a high THC. And the most important ingredient in the cannabis is the CBD. That's the healing part that is the most important. So it's, you know, smoking a joint might help a lot of symptoms for a lot of people, but there's also, it's also very important to go this route with the oil and the vaporizer that it gets into your system rather than just the THC that most people are getting.
Yeah, but it's better than having to take opiates every day, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I was on
what I
a
mean?
ton
I mean,
of,
it's-
I was on like 4 or 5 different kinds of pain pills.
Yeah.
Now I'm on one. And I went from 4 to 5 pills a day to like 1 a day. And a whole list of other things that I was taking. Like Cymbalta was the last one I just titrated off. So I've been slowly titrating off many different medicines over the past year. Cymbalta was the worst. It just sucked. I was sick to death of it. But I'm off of it, and I still don't have the body pain. So I replaced about 20 different drugs that I was taking over the past year with, like, I'm on pills a day plus about 4 to 5 drops of the oil and a partial puff on a vaporizer at nighttime. And I don't even take the full puff because that can also make me stoned too. So I'm sensitive, you know, everybody's different. So I do partial puff. That's why it lasts me like 3 months just for vaporizer because I only need a tiny bit. Everybody's different. You just don't know until you try it. So.
My husband's been sick for a long time, but she's getting better because of a plant that's been around for centuries. Want to know what it is? It's been called marijuana and hemp, but we call it cannabis. Do you know why? Cannabis medicine is made from the whole plant so that hundreds of special compounds work together for synergy. That means a greater combined effect to treat many different symptoms. This is called the entourage effect. It's kind of like when a volleyball team works together for a spike over the net. Boom, scored. Yay! You have cannabis receptors in your body, in your cells, in your DNA. It's called the endocannabinoid system, and it helps your body with brain and organ disorders like liver and intestines, musculoskeletal problems, and guess what? Your body is making cannabinoids all the time. Found her body responds best to her cannabis medicine by microdosing a tiny amount of oil and vaporizer each day. She found one product helps with body pain and another helps with tummy pain. Each patient is unique and it takes time to find the best message and dose to help improve your health. Her health is improving. She doesn't have as much pain, she doesn't cry anymore, and she's taking fewer pills. She is able to get out of bed and spend more time with us and her friends. And she's even helping at school, getting ready for our school play. We're all grateful for her recovery, like she felt before the camp 5 years ago. All day.
So you can start conversations with your family and friends about health problems that could be alleviated with cannabis. And please join us in standing up for our civil rights. We all have a right to Mother Nature's medicine.